When most people think of the most violent game ever, usually they're thinking stuff like Doom, Postal 2, maybe Hotline Miami, but what if I told you that a new game just fully released that has the potential to be the most violent game on Earth? I mean, that's not a bad thing, it's just... Now let me stop you right there. This is a VR game. We all know how VR games are. But believe me when I say this is the absolute furthest any VR technology has come. It is the best VR game of all time, and it is what other VR titles should be looking up to and aspiring to be, like some sort of Big Brother shit. This is a game worth actually buying a VR headset over, and as you could have guessed, I don't really think there's very many of those. It's a pretty simple game with a lot of depth, which is how VR games should be. You search dungeons for loot, sell the loot to this cool dude, he sells you better and better weapons, gear, armor, and you take on harder and harder dungeons. Now, in a normal flat screen setting, that sounds kind of basic, kind of generic, but in VR, especially when it's done with this level of immersion and polish, it is absolutely fucking incredible. The potential to tackle any scenario how you see fit is what makes this game so fantastic and so violent. Like in a normal game, all right, we got an enemy here, we can shoot him, maybe do a silent takedown, you know, let's get down to business. In Blade and Sorcery, you could go,
okay, I'm gonna shove my sword up this guy's ass, grab him by the head and spin around in a circle until the sword flies out of his ass, and...
Or you could opt to play into the game's realism and do a stealthy approach, for example. Creep around with a dagger covering the mouths of your enemies as you take them out. You could be a fucking Spartan warlord with a claymore bigger than you. You can be a wizard slinging fireballs or casting lightning from your fingertips on some low-tier god shit.
You should love yourself now.
But Toko, I hear you cry. All of those things look fun. Yeah, it's okay. They thought of that too.
Yup, I'm feeling great.
I have become a monster beyond my own comprehension. The pure adrenaline rush you feel as your brain begins to feel immersed into this world and as it begins to believe you're actually killing somebody is a very surreal experience. But god damn, is this shit fun. Like, the game itself does take some getting used to, but once you start learning how to lean into the virtual world that's been set before you, it's unironically one of the best gaming experiences on Earth, in my opinion. And now you're telling me I could level up my character, learning new magic spells, getting cooler and better weapons, which allow me to up the ante on how much I could beat the ever-living shit out of anyone and everyone who opposes me, like this guy? Fuck this guy! That's just a good game at the end of the day. Like, the layouts of the outposts are constantly changing so the game is replayable. The details within the level is surprisingly fucking crazy. The map is mostly interactable. The physics themselves feel great, which is especially important in VR. I don't know how these sick bastards did it, but this fully physics-based VR melee combat actually feels good. The weapons have different weight to them. You can't just go around one-handing a claymore with ease. I mean, you technically could get away with it if you really wanted to, but weapons have different tiers or grades which determine how good they are. Like, a rusty, busted-up piece of shit dagger isn't gonna cut as well as like a pristine sword wielded by a knight, for example. Armor isn't just some boring ass stat you find in a menu. It's, so do you find yourself getting hit in the fucking head? Buy a helmet. Do you find yourself getting hit in the fucking hands? Buy gloves. The game also lets you choose your class in a way with these little gem things. You start off with a basic green one, which lets you do some party tricks like slow motion, for example. But later on, the game lets you choose between fire, lightning, gravity, mind. This one said it would let me rip people's heads off, so I chose that one. It makes me actually really excited to beat the game and come back and experience what the other builds are like. Beating the game with only your fist? Hit them hard, bitch. A purely speed build where you're moving so fast that your enemies are in slow motion? I ain't gonna fucking stop you, bro. And to the one bitch watching this video who still ain't sold yet, domain expansion, bitch. Infinite peak. $30. What the fuck? I think what makes this game so special is the fact that no flat screen game can ever even try to recreate the amount of endless possibilities you can have in Blade and Sorcery. Every last design choice feels like it was created and handcrafted with a good virtual reality experience in mind. Fucking finally. And despite me hitting my microphone on stream like 30,000 fucking times, the only thing that stopped me from continuously playing the game was the 3-ton brick on my face.
Oh shit, I hit the fucking mic again.
This title as a game has delivered. Virtual reality itself, yeah, there's still a few more stepping stones we gotta go before I can start recommending it to everyone I know. Even still, if every VR game released like this, bitch, go put the damn Oculus Quest in your car before I hit you upside the head, bitch. Regardless, if you do own a VR headset, this is a must play, no questions asked. It is a violent, masochistic, hilarious, physics-based, dungeon crawler, freedom of expression filled masterpiece of a game, and I don't give a fuck. Quick complaints because no masterpiece is perfect. No, wait, it's not that bad. On the very slim chance that someone on the development team is watching this video, I don't like how I can't quickly see what weapons are on me. I could have a spear on my right shoulder, a sword on my left, a stick up my ass, and a hammer that I misplaced somewhere. But the only way to check where it is by literally checking where they are. I just wish there was a way to quickly see what was on you in the menu or something. Also, like I briefly mentioned earlier when talking about the gameplay, this game makes you a loot goblin. You are out here creeping for gold bars, chalices, coins, relics. Anything that you think this guy has any chance of having a guy for, we want to loot it. My right hand has been in frame like the whole time. I just have an armrest right here. But sometimes it just feels like there's not that much loot. Like you'll enter a room with 7 boxes, 10 empty baskets, and there's just nothing in it. Although luckily you do get a big reward when you actually finish a dungeon, which is very satisfying, not gonna lie. Now allow me to pause for a sec. Those are literally my only complaints with the entire fucking game. That is how good it is. I seriously would not change anything else about the game, except for maybe the stealth, but I'm gonna call a skill issue on now. I think I'm just not good at it yet. Oh, and did I mention there's a built-in mod manager? You can't tell, but I've never been more bricked. Go play this game if you've got VR. If you don't got VR, go to a friend's house who has VR. Play it, contemplate the monsters that the game has turned you into after playing for an hour like it's post-nut clarity, and then play it again. You're not gonna regret it. And you also won't regret, wait, don't click off, I can talk fast. Go check out my Twitch where I talk about a bunch of random different games just like these videos right here. Join the Discord for really cool people. Like and sub, like and sub, like and sub. We're closing the gap on to 10K subs, and that is how you maintain YouTube retention, bitch. Also, I specifically included the absolute coolest part about this game at the very, very end of the video. There is bosses in this game. What the fuck?